All right, I know some folks are going to be filtering in as I'm speaking. Everything that I'm saying, I will also drop into the chat for you. Welcome to the Fusion Virtual College Fair. We have an amazing group of panelists to talk about their different institutions with you. A few things to note to make this go smoothly for you and of course for them. The panelists cannot see or hear you, okay? So the only way that you can ask a question during this 45-minute session is by hitting that Q&A button, okay? Again, they cannot see or hear you. So if you have a question during this 45-minute session, please hit the Q&A button that's either at the top or bottom of your screen, depending on how it is set up. So that Q&A button will help you ask a question. Of course, if you have a question for a panelist outside of this session, they will be giving you information to contact either themselves or someone else to ask those questions. So pay attention to that information and certainly pay attention to the chat as more information will be thrown into there as well. So there's this virtual session now, and then there's one right after it. But of course, we have a lot of different sessions and things going on all of the time in person and virtually. So stay tuned or hit our website up at StriveScan to sign up for one of those. A recording of this will be available and it is at strivescan.com/fusion. I will put all of that information into the chat as well. Okay, we are going to kick it off with Hampshire College.
Hey, I'm Anna from Hampshire College. Hampshire College is a small liberal arts college in Western Massachusetts. And I'm going to share my screen and go through some information about it. Let me pull you up here. Play from start. Cool. And we'll go straight to here. So Hampshire is a very unique school. We have a very unique educational model. Essentially, we have an open curriculum. So we have many different areas of study. And essentially, people can choose all of their own classes, customize their major. So all your classes are going to be electives if you come to Hampshire. And there's a lot of opportunities within that for people who want to do very specific things with college, or for people who want to explore a wide variety of areas of study. So we have the open curriculum. And then in addition to that, our professors do not give letter grades. Instead, they give narrative evaluations. So at the end of your seminar or your semester, your professor is going to write 2 to 3 paragraphs of in-depth evaluative review of your work, the things that you did in the course, what you did well, what you could have done better, your strengths. And then those narrative evaluations appear on your transcript. So instead of a letter grade, you will have an evaluation on your transcript. We organize our areas of study with learning collaboratives, and our learning collaboratives approach urgent questions. I think I have a little bit about the urgent questions here. So these are our 4 learning collaboratives, the 4 urgent questions that we're tackling this year. They change at times. They don't all change every year. But our curriculum is really 50% of the classes at Hampshire are focused around these particular questions. And they're a model for students both to interact with these questions and grapple with them, and also a model for students to be asking their own questions. So I'm going back up to this slide because I want to talk some more about the content that's on here. So students at Hampshire have 2 faculty advisors. In your first year, your advisor is assigned to you. After that, you get to choose them because by that time you'll know professors. You have an entirely open curriculum, and so there are a lot of opportunities to take courses at Hampshire, to do research assistantships, and we have a lot of both traditional study abroad programs and then also our semesters abroad, in which faculty take a group of students. This semester we have faculty and groups of students in Thailand, in Cuba, in Paris, France, and in London, England. And those change as well from semester to semester. And then we also have very traditional study abroad opportunities available. We're part of a 5-college consortium. So UMass Amherst College, Mount Holyoke College, and Smith College are all within 10 to 15 minutes of Hampshire College. And together, these 5 schools make up the 5-college consortium. Students at any of these schools can take classes at all of them, also join clubs. So there are a lot of resources in the 5-college consortium. And we have a div structure that students go through. Your first year is div 1, your second 2 years, your middle 2 years are div 2, and your final year is div 3. So at Hampshire, you really have the opportunity to explore a lot of areas, to do, in many ways, we say people have the opportunity to do undergraduate research at an undergraduate institution. And that's especially true for your final year at Hampshire when you work on a Div 3 project. And that this is a year-long project that students put together in their area of interest. And it can take many shapes. Sometimes it's a research paper. Sometimes maybe you're a theater student and you put together an entire production. So there are many shapes that this Div 3 project can take, but it really is an opportunity to dive deep into your passions, area of interest, and really make something that's contributing. At the end of each div, you put together a portfolio. You're asked to reflect on why you chose the coursework that you chose and what you learned from it. So that's a bit of an overview of how Hampshire is different from a lot of other schools. I talked about the learning collaboratives a little bit. Okay, I guess that's the end of my slideshow. Let me see if there are any questions in the chat. Okay, no questions for me in the chat. So I'm happy to talk a bit more about student life at Hampshire. We have a smaller campus community. Our student population is 550 students. We have an 800-acre campus. 400 acres of those are woods. So we're very surrounded by nature, very rural. We are also 10 minutes from two small city towns in either direction. And we have, with the 5-college consortium, there is a free bus system that goes from campus to campus and also to the nearby towns. So all students can ride these buses for free with their student ID. So there's that opportunity to get around. We're 2 hours from Boston, 4 hours from New York City. So not super far from a lot of different places. And also there's a lot of culture in the Pioneer Valley. And there are like 30,000 students within all of the 5 colleges. So there's a lot of student life. There's a lot of things going on. And on campus specifically, we have a very unique, small, quirky campus vibe. There's a lot of student activism. There's a lot of social justice activism. So let me see, we have a lot of different clubs, a lot of different activities. We're Division II in athletics. Yeah, I would love if anybody had questions, if you want to put them in the chat, because I'm well able to talk more about any of these areas, but if there's any specific things you want to hear more about, love to hear that. And I'm trying to think, because I could pull up a list of our most popular areas of study. We have very popular programs in animal behavior and cognition, and early childhood education. And then some of our most popular areas of study are in the arts. We have a really good film program and photography program, theater program, studio and visual arts, and we have programs in the sciences as well, in chemistry and biology. We have a dance program and music program. So yeah, many different areas of study, and an opportunity for people to really come to a different kind of school and engage in a different kind of academia. So what support do we have for students with learning disabilities? So we have our Office of Accessibility and Resources, which works with students who have disabilities, and they make it very easy. For example, people are able to bring their emotional support animals to campus very easily. There are also a lot of support and accommodations for people, both when working with professors to have extra accommodations in classes, and also just for campus navigation. So there's a lot of activism from the student body, and also administration hearing those concerns to make campus super accessible to everyone. And then we have what we call restorative practices, which is our overarching umbrella. Underneath that, we have our Center for Feminisms, the Queer Community Alliance Center, the Wellness Center, the Spiritual Life Center, and the Cultural Center. And each of these centers supports a specific community on campus. The Wellness Center, while it does support the entire student body, is specifically geared towards supporting students with disabilities. So people have these resources. There's always like programming and people to hear what's going on campus and to provide support for every student. All right, no more open questions. I am not sure how many minutes I have left. Do I have any minutes left? Because I'll go on and talk some more about our restorative practices if I do have some more time.
You have 30 seconds left.
I have 30 seconds. Yeah, so maybe 30 seconds about our restorative practices. We approach, so campus safety and security, for example, we also approach very different from many other campus. Our campus, we've actually renamed it to Campus Safety and Wellbeing in the last 6 months. And we've hired more people, and our campus safety officers are trained in responding to mental health crises versus being trained more in a police officer capacity. They're more of mental health responders. And there's also many other things happening within campus safety and well-being to promote a supportive campus environment for all students. All right, this has been great. Thank you so much for your time and attention. If I'm going to put my email and my information in the chat, and if anybody has any more questions about Hampshire College, feel free to reach out, and thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have University of Alaska Fairbanks.
Hey everybody, my name is Andrew. I am your regional admissions counselor for UAF. I am based down in California, but I am actually a UAF alum. I went to UAF for my master's degree and lived up in Fairbanks for 3 years. I'm originally from Ohio, so I was a little bit prepped for the winters of Alaska. But no worries if you are from a sunshine state, wherever you are. I'm sure that you will adjust just fine to the winter up in Fairbanks. I know that I did, and I had a really great time. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the farthest north university in the country today. I very much love Fairbanks, and I'm sure that you will too. We are offering virtual tours of campus. If you visit our website, we also have more virtual information sessions like this one if you want to bring your family along, if anybody couldn't make it today. We also have input sessions with specific programs like our engineering programs and fisheries and marine science programs as well. Yeah, I just recommend checking our campus out if you aren't able to make the trip up to Alaska, but we are hosting in-person campus visits as well. So like I said, we are the farthest north university in the country. I like to let students know that at UAF, you're really getting all the best parts of college that you're looking for, but with a little bit of a twist, because as you can see, our background at UAF is a little bit different. Our winters are long, dark, and cold, usually in sub-zero temperatures, getting down to sunlight of 4, 5, 6 hours a day. And then our summers are short, warm, and bright with 24/7 sunlight and temperatures averaging around the 70s. As you can see here, we have student traditions on campus too. These are our students joining the 40 Below Club that is snapping a photo in front of our temperature sign each time, the first time that our temperature breaks -40 every winter. I took my photo in front of the temperature sign as well. I kept all of my clothes on because maybe I'm just not as brave and bold as you will be someday. But yeah, we have student rec center on campus, campus libraries, dining halls, residence halls for students to live in, all the stuff you're looking for, but just gonna have several feet of snow come February, March, April during your school year. We are Alaska's flagship university. We were the first university in Alaska. We're about 100 years old. We've had a lot of time to develop relationships with different companies, organizations across the state of Alaska. And we kind of offer the traditional live on campus several years experience up in Alaska too. Our first year students are required to live on campus, and then a lot of our students choose to live on campus from there on out. We are a national public research university. We have around 6,000 undergraduate students on campus, but we have a 10-to-1 student to professor ratio. So lots of resources, big public research university, but we don't have 20, 30, 40,000 students on campus vying for all of those research opportunities and internships. We are offering a lot of those opportunities to students, and they're not too competitive. So Students really get to choose their own adventure, have a really well-rounded experience at UAF, and our classes are small, and we offer a lot of our classes both fully in person and fully online. And those online classes are offered at the in-state rate. So if you want to add some flexibility to your schedule, you can do that too. We get a lot of students from all over the country. So our top thanks to our indigenous 20 UAF students are Native American, and one of the many things Fairbanks makes UAF such a down-to-earth and welcoming. I believe that we are a tightly knit community up in Fairbanks because it's in our students' nature. We offer the Western Undergraduate Exchange Scholarship for all students coming from qualifying Western states. And then we also offer in-state tuition to students coming from military families. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that UAF has a lot of great Thai food as well. So why UAF? What makes us special? Why do students come from all over the country to Fairbanks to study? First and foremost, we're a world leader in climate change and Arctic research. So we get a lot of federal funding to do research in the 3 areas that we have grants in: land, sea, and space. We are a land, sea, and space grant university. That's a somewhat rare triple crown that not many schools have across the country. And Alaska is basically a giant outdoor laboratory. So a lot of our students who want to study in the STEM field find a lot of exciting opportunities with us up in Fairbanks. We have pathways for everybody. If you want to start out with a certificate, if you want to work on planes or work on cars, we have aviation and automotive maintenance programs. If you want to become a dental assistant or a nurse's aide, we have those programs through our community and technical college. But we also have associates programs if you want to go for, fire science, paramedicine, culinary arts, and then we have a ton of bachelor's programs as well. These are some of our most popular majors. We have a College of Business, a College of Liberal Arts, School of Education, and a number of other programs too that I'm going to highlight here. And then we also have Master and PhD programs too, but we have a pathway for everybody. Regardless of your GPA, we'll be able to accept you and do an associate's program if you want to start out at the community and technical college and admitted that UAF major you're looking for. As mentioned, we are a public research university for programs in engineering, the natural sciences, and environmental sciences. So we have a lot of facilities that make us unique and attract our students to come up to Fairbanks from all over. One of those is Poker Flat Research Range. It is a rocket launch site. We are the only university in the world, that's right, on the whole planet, to have our own private rocket launch site. So if students in engineering and computer science want to work eventually on satellites, rockets, test launches, things like that in the aerospace field, you can come and literally do that with us in Fairbanks. NASA uses that test launch site, and they actually recruit our students to go and work for them. We're also home to a large animal research station that has a research herd of reindeer and a research herd of muskox. All of our students who eventually want to be vets or park rangers or game wardens get to work with those animals as well. And we offer pre-med in all pre-professional tracks through our biology major. A lot of students are concerned about, where am I going to live when I move to Alaska? Am I going to live in an igloo? And we have residents. First-year students are required to live on campus. We're really thriving and social and inclusive residence hall scene on campus. Our residence life folks are putting on events constantly. We even have living learning communities if you want to have kind of a small residence hall neighborhood. The most popular living learning community on campus is the Outdoor Adventures program. There's so much to do on campus. We have 25 miles of hiking trails, as well as an indoor student rec center. This gentleman here is climbing an ice wall. In the winter, we spray our outdoor rock climbing wall down with water and turn it into an ice wall. So you can be like a regular Jon Snow from Game of Thrones. Apologies if that's an old person reference. And then we have an outdoor adventures program through our student rec center that takes students on trips to Denali National Park, which is just a 2-hour drive south of campus. We have D1 and D2 sports, D1 men's hockey, D2 pretty much everything else, women's basketball, volleyball, swimming, cross country, and skiing, and then men's basketball, cross country, skiing, and then rifle for men and women. And just some support opportunities on campus. We know that moving to Alaska is a big deal. We have a number of offices, including a student health and counseling center that offers free sessions and free appointments, as well as student support services for our TRIO students. If you have a registered disability, or if you are coming from a low-income background, or you're a first-generation college student, we have a lot of resources available on campus to support you. If you are coming from one of these states, you qualify for the Western Undergraduate Exchange Scholarship with us. It is going to cut your out-of-state tuition in half, and that total cost is going to be around $25,000 a year. That's before your other merit-based scholarships, financial aid, all that good stuff. You can see the breakdown of our general tuition here. This is going to show out-of-state costs around $28,000 a year. If you take your online classes, complete your entire degree online, it'd be closer to $10,000 a year. And then we also offer merit and need-based scholarships upon being admitted to UAF. Our application is open for fall 2023, so apply right now. Why wait? Alaska is waiting for you. Yeah, like I said, you'll be considered for scholarships upon admission. We also have additional scholarships that you can apply for before February 15th. And we are waiving the test scores through summer 2025 and then revisiting it. I'm kind of hoping we continue to waive it, but we will see. And then, yeah, we don't need essays, letters of rec, resumes, anything. Just send us your in-progress high school transcript. If you have around a 3.0 GPA or higher, you'll be admitted into your major just fine. And the hard application deadline for fall 2023 is June 15th. And then June 16th, the application for fall 2024 opens. This is me with a bigger beard. And thank you for listening. I hope to see you in Alaska. Thanks, everybody.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have Loyola Marymount University.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Radia Alwash. I'm the Senior Director of Admission, and I'm excited to let you to share with you a little bit about LMU. And I'll focus on three things: a little bit about who we are, our location in Los Angeles, and a little bit about our size and our programs. So I'll start with sharing a little bit about our Jesuit and Marymount heritage. We are a Catholic private research university in the Jesuit tradition. And what that means to us is 500 years of history. We are committed to fostering a diverse and academic community, rich with opportunities for intellectual engagement, but also global views and conversation. What it also means in terms of our mission is these three pillars that I share with you. It's the encouragement of learning. At LMU, we have a motto that says that means magis, which is a Latin word for more. We want students to push themselves. We want students to, and we encourage it, and we facilitate a lot of options for students to do interdisciplinary double major, have minors, and so that they have all of their interests combined in one program. So the advisors will gladly work with students their freshman year to have those options for students. We also talk about educating the whole person. That is making sure students take advantage of everything outside of the classroom. So it's about academics, but also everything that happens outside of the classroom, whether it's work, internship, being involved in clubs and organization, and sports, and everything that comes with educating the whole person. And then service of faith and promotion of justice. Yes, we have our kind of heritage with our faith, but it is absolutely about social justice. We have students that come from all backgrounds and all faith, even though we're a Catholic university, that is not a requirement. But the conversation about social justice, about how do we better our community? How do we care about our environment? How do we not take advantage of other people? So men and women for others is also part of that conversation. So that was about our Jesuit heritage. Now, in terms of our size and academic programs, we are a mid-sized university. We have about 7,000. That's the most updated number. Undergraduate students. Our class average size is about 19, and we have a student-faculty ratio of 10:1. So yes, we're big enough to have great facilities, state-of-the-art equipment, lots of different programs that I will mention in a minute. But we're with still a very small size in the classroom, like these pictures show, a lot of seminar classes where students are talking to each other, but also can interrupt and talk and ask a question to our faculty and professors so that they engage in discourse and conversation at all times. Our programs, we have several colleges that function like big departments within the university. So our Bellarmine College of Liberal Arts is our most traditional, our biggest program on campus, with majors such as journalism and psychology and history, political science and international relations. Those programs are really, some of them are some of our oldest programs on campus. Our College of Business Administration offers programs in entrepreneurship, very exciting and program. Our students love talking about how do I start a business? How do I create a business plan? So that's an exciting program for our students, as well as marketing, finance, accounting, management and leadership, and information system and business analytics, one of our newest program, with really wanting to know exactly what happens on social media, also on the internet behind the scene. Our students are excited about that program. College of Communication and Fine Arts, so performing arts, dance, music, theater, but also art history, communication studies, among the most popular programs in that school. School of Film and Television, being in Los Angeles, that is a really big school for us, but also really popular. And one of our most selective program is in that school, the film production. The program behind the camera, mostly behind the camera. We have another program, film and media studies, more about theory and to work in the entertainment industry. We also have screenwriting, animation, recording arts, which is music for film or and music production. And then last but not least, our Seaver College of Science and Engineering with programs in biology, biochemistry, health and human science. All of these are great for pre-med and all other pre-health options, as well as 4 different engineering programs in that school: mechanical engineering, civil, electrical, computer engineering, and a general engineering program if students don't know yet, but they are interested in engineering. All of these programs offer and encourage students to study abroad, to do internships, and I will talk about a little bit more about that in a second. Our core curriculum is slightly different. They're a combination of foundation courses, exploration courses, and integration courses the last year, combining seminar type of courses with understanding human behavior and ethics and justice, as well as philosophy and theology. And last but not least, well, I have a couple more slides, I think, but our location is one of the last thing I wanted to talk about in terms of the physical campus, but also the surrounding neighborhood. So we are about a mile from the beach here between Santa Monica, Venice Beach, Marina del Rey, and then south of us is Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach, and not too far, maybe 5 minutes, LA International Airport, LAX. It's very practical if students are going in and out, visiting friends, family, studying abroad. That proximity is very convenient, but also this location is very convenient for our students doing internships. We're right next to Silicon Beach. Silicon Beach is an area that has developed in the last 5 or 6 years as the counterpart to Silicon Valley. And a lot of our internships are concentrated in this area. We're close enough to Century City, Culver City, downtown, El Segundo, where SpaceX and Raytheon are. But all of these areas are so close to campus that our students are often doing 2 internships, if not more, at some of these places before they graduate. We have 2,000 internships offered every year. We have more internships than we have students applying for them. And our proximity to in our location is what allows us to do that. So some of these are examples of companies down the street, such as YouTube and Intuit and Deloitte & Touche and Amazon and Facebook, which is now Meta, the Honest Company, and lots of these places are really, they come to campus and hire our students. We have offices for them where they can meet and interview our own students, besides just inviting hosting fairs and being able to talk to our students one-on-one at handshake and career fairs that we have on campus. In terms of clubs and organizations, we have 200 clubs and organizations. We have students support services, academic resource center, our student psych services, disability student services that work with students one-on-one. We also have 19 different residence halls on campus, and we are also a Division I school. So that's LMU in a nutshell. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have Northern Arizona University. You're muted.
Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome, my name is Rolanda Jumbo, and I am a Student Recruitment Coordinator Senior with University Admissions here at NAU. A little more about myself. I am a two-time NAU alumni. So I received my bachelor's and master's degree from NAU, and I am also a former student athlete. So I ran cross-country, indoor, and outdoor track and field for 4 years. Go Jacks. Okay, let's jump right in and start talking about Flagstaff. Now, Flagstaff is quite different from what most people picture when they think of Arizona. And Flagstaff is, NAU is located in Flagstaff, Arizona. We experience 4 beautiful seasons here. We are the only major city in Arizona where thermometers never reach 100 degrees and where we experience over 80 inches of snow annually. That said, you could say that we are one of Arizona's coolest cities. In addition to that, we are a cool city because we are the first international dark sky city. So regardless of where you are in town, you'll get a great view of the stars out at night. When it comes to exploring northern Arizona, we are at 7,000 feet in elevation and in the center of the largest ponderosa pine forest in the world. So there's plenty of opportunity to get out into the great outdoors, if it is running, hiking, mountain biking. Now let's go over some general information about campus. Approximately 89% of our first-year students choose to live on campus. However, living on campus is optional. Now, if you decide to live on campus, we have a lot of great places for you to live. We have 27 different campus living communities to choose from. Know that we also have transfer and upper division housing and gender inclusive housing. Now, if you do decide to live on campus your first year, you will be required to purchase a meal plan, and we have a lot of great places to eat on campus. We have 2 all-you-care-to-eat locations. One is located in our central campus, another in our south campus, and we have 25 retail locations throughout campus. Now, a little piece of advice that we like to give all students is regardless of where you decide to go to school, we would like to encourage you to get involved on campus as soon as possible. Here at NAU, we have over 350 clubs and organizations, and these are interest-based, hobby, academic, professional, culture-based. And if you do not find a club or organization that is of interest to you, you can start your own. Know that we also have fraternity and sororities and something we refer to as ASNAU. That is NAU Student Government, also known as NAU Student Voice. So students will go to them to voice their opinion about anything on campus. Now moving into athletics, we do have Division I athletics here at NAU. You can cheer on the Lumberjacks in 15 NCAA Division I teams, including basketball, cross country, football, golf, and more. Now, 14 of our teams are affiliated with the Big Sky Conference, and the Big Sky Conference has a partnership with ESPN, so you can catch the Lumberjacks on TV. One of our teams, the women's swimming and diving team, is, however, affiliated with the Western Athletic Conference, where they have been their conference champions for 9 consecutive years. We've also been quite successful with our men's cross country team. They have won 5 national titles since 2017. Now know that as a student, your athletic fee is going to cover all home game events. You'll just need to show your student ID at the entrance of the game and you can enter. And there's a lot of fun things going on in addition to watching our athletes compete, like tailgates and giveaways. Now we have about 109 undergraduate programs for our first year students, and 82 master's programs and 20 doctoral programs. And they are housed under 9 academic colleges. Some of our popular colleges would consist of the College of Arts and Letters, the College of Engineering, Informatics, and Computer Science, and the College of Education. Now, I don't have time to go through all of our colleges and a few of our programs, but I just wanted to go over the support that you'll receive. So NAU supports students in the classroom through tutoring and mentoring opportunities that can be found throughout campus. NAU also supports students with life after college. So we have an amazing career development program here at NAU, and they host career and graduate school fairs where they will require students to suit up. They also assist students with resumes, cover letters, mock interviews, and they even assist students with apparel. Now, NAU supports students in the classroom with life after college, but they also support students regardless of how they identify. One of NAU's goals is for all students who step on campus is for them to feel valued and welcomed. Therefore, they have a variety of options through these various resources listed here, from disability resources to the veteran and military services. And we also have study abroad here at NAU. NAU has sent students to over 70 plus countries in over 120 cities. So seeing the world while you are in college is an option. Now moving into academic excellence, I went over some of these programs here. We have over 21,000 students on our Flagstaff campus, and our average class size is 37 students. We have just under 1,000 full-time faculty members here who are all required to have office hours. That guarantees that your student will receive that one-on-one interaction with their professors. Now, admission requirements. When it comes to admissions, we are going to take a look at your core 14 courses, then calculate what we refer to as your unweighted core GPA. So we will use that GPA to admit you to the university, then use that GPA to consider you for our merit-based tuition scholarships. So those are not scholarships that you apply for, those are scholarships that you will be considered for when you apply to the university. We are test score optional, and we are on rolling admissions. Now, I'm going to briefly go over the cost of attendance. Know that we also have additional costs listed. So for our Arizona residents, you are looking at under $12,000 for your tuition. For our WUI students, Western Undergraduate Exchange students, your tuition rate will be under $17,000, and we have additional costs listed there. And for our non-resident students, you're looking at under $27,000. Now we are running low on time. We have about 20 seconds left. So I'll briefly go over what those next steps will look like. So applying for admissions. Okay, actually, I'll go ahead and wrap things up there. I'll put my information in the chat, but feel free to reach out to me with any questions that you have.
All right, thank you. If I could have all the panelists come back on screen. And we're going to go in the same order that you presented. And if you could give us, what advice would you give folks going through the college search process, starting with Hampshire?
Okay, it looks like I can't start my video. I just clicked the button and it said I can't start it. Okay, cool. Start my video. All right, so what advice would I give someone who's going through the college application process? I would tell people to, firstly, you're already doing this, you're looking at a lot of different schools and doing a lot of research, but think about what it is that you want to do. And think about maybe you have a very specific idea, maybe you want to do fire science, maybe you have a very specific dream of what you want. And think about where it is that you can best do that, and look at all the different places where you think you might want to be. And then as you're looking at different schools, think about the environment on campus as well. There are many different campus communities, there are many supportive campuses, but it's always worth going to the campuses, visiting schools, and making sure that the environment on campus is something that you'll feel comfortable in, because you're going to be there for 4 years. And visiting is a good way to make sure. Many schools, including Hampshire, have fly-in programs. So for students who are super interested in specific schools, it's always a great idea to check and see if you're able to get to campus. Yeah, that's my basic advice.
I absolutely agree that visiting campus is a really important thing to do. Even if you just visit, like your top 2-3 schools, just getting on campus, seeing what it's like. Also, just use the resources that you have around you. Go talk with your high school counselor. They are a wealth of knowledge. They talk to all of us college admissions counselors. And then speaking of resources at your disposal, just hop on your phone and follow the colleges on Instagram, I was about to say Facebook. So if we have any parents here, follow them on Facebook. But yeah, just check out student stories, interviews with students. A lot of the Instagram accounts at these colleges like ours are sharing student stories, interviewing, showing photos, videos of, things going on campus, just to help you get a feel for things as you kind of just like make your list and crunch that list down to, your top like 3, 5, 10 schools. So yeah, just use everything that you've already got around you to kind of make the process a little bit easier.
Absolutely, that's my number one advice for students, to visit the campus. And so I just want to add to my 2 colleagues that just mentioned the options on a lot of our I'm sure our colleges here, but many colleges are having virtual campaigns and lots of offerings on their website. So for just to give you an example, besides Instagram and Facebook and all of these options, you have webinars and sessions by the deans of a college that talks about the philosophy of their college and their programs and their majors and what their students are doing. And then we have another example, a series of academic seminars taught by our professors to give an example of all the courses offered at LMU. So a lot of the colleges are doing all kinds of things. And if you cannot visit in person, then this is another opportunity for you to connect with students. There are opportunity to connect with students, our faculty, and our administrators. And so take advantage of that.
Okay, hello everyone. So my advice is pretty short and sweet. So make sure when looking at colleges, there's an academic fit, a social fit, and a financial fit. So academics, make sure they have the program of your interest. Social, make sure there's a club, organization, sports team, something that is of interest to you. Make sure that's where you want to live for the next 4 years. And a financial fit. So make sure there are scholarship opportunities through the colleges or merit-based tuition scholarships. There are a lot of scholarships out there.
All right, all great advice. My last thing I'll plug here is just make sure you contact these folks. They are the experts. So if you're interested or even just have any questions, please take down their contact information. It is in that chat. If you're watching a recording of this, you can see it through their presentations, or you can also grab it out of the chat as well. Thank you so much for everyone that joined. Big thanks to our panelists who could share their precious time with us. When you are leaving here, there is a 5-question survey. All your feedback is incredibly important to us. There is one more session, virtual session after this. So if you'd like to attend and you're not already signed up, you can do that. Stay tuned. And there's also some more information in the chat about attending more sessions or more opportunities. And a recording of this is available at strivescan.com. With that, I wish you the best of luck and I hope you have a fantastic evening. Bye.